Hello, this is the Watchdog, and welcome back to Fun with Watches. If watches weren't fun, you'd only need one. Today we're going to review the CRRJU 5006 homage to an Omega Aquaterra. Let's start with the wrist check. I'm wearing a Major 2218, and Grogu's wearing my Smil 8059. I asked Grogu if you heard any Omega news. He said Omega Moose. Isn't that the sorority and Revenge of the Nerds? Alright, let's take a look at the watch. Comes in this pretty plain box. Says CRRJU fashion watch. This really isn't a fashion watch, but oh well. And it does come with a sizing tool, which means you have push pins. And here's the watch. This is the fourth CRRJU on my channel. These are ultra affordable watches of the Quartz variety. Being ultra affordable means you are going to get chrome plated alloy cases and hollow link bracelets. This one is an homage to an Omega Seamaster Aquaterra, which is Omega's equivalent to the Oyster Perpetual, which bizarrely enough costs more than a Seamaster 300 Pro Diver. So nobody buys an Aquaterra unless they really like the look, since you can buy a better Omega for less money. So if you're interested in this CRRJU, then you must like the look. I had kind of forgotten about this CRRJU and recently realized it was way back in my review backlog. If you don't like the white, they also make it in blue. The watch is 39.5 millimeters if you measure at the bezel, about 41 millimeters at the case, 47.5 millimeters lug to lug with inverted end links, 13.6 millimeters thick, including the dome crystal, has a 20 millimeter lug width, and weighs 109 grams on the supply bracelet with 3 links removed. Yes, you heard that, 3 links. So you should be able to wear this if you have a big wrist. The bezel is a smooth bezel, just chrome plated, polished. And then we have the dial. The dial is a teak dial. Teak refers to the pattern. It's supposed to resemble the teak deck of a boat deck. And then we have the CRRJU name up top. And then on the bottom it says water resistant 30 meters. The 30 meters kind of redundant, because if it says water resistant and doesn't give a depth rating, then it means 30 meters. Then we have a chapter ring with the minute markers and the numerals at the 5s. And then we have the indices. They're the typical Aquaterra type, which kind of look like teeth, but not quite like monster teeth. And then we have the hands. We have the arrow hour hand, the spear tip minute hand, and then just the Lume Dauphine minute hand. And then we have a date at the 3. On a real Aquaterra, they move the date to the 6. We have an unsigned push-pull crown. You're not going to get a screw down when you only have 30 meters. Crown action is pretty loose, and I'll show you what happens when you go to set it. You go to press it. Well, that time it didn't jump. Well, as long as you're careful, it doesn't jump, but you gotta be really careful. Well, see, that time it jumped a lot. So I've had mixed bags. I've had times where I go to set it and it doesn't jump at all, and I've had other times where you get a serious jump. See, it didn't jump at all then. So I guess your mileage may vary, but it's been bad enough where it's been annoying. Then we have the dome mineral glass crystal. You're not going to get sapphire at this price. You can tell it's single domed and not double domed because you can see the distortion. And of course, you're not going to get double domed at this price either. And then we have the case. I like the case. Yeah, it's chrome plated alloy, but I like the shape of it. I think they did a good job with the case. In fact, I would say the case is one of the nicest things of this watch. And then we have the case back. The case back is just a press on. You're not going to get screwed down at this with 30 meters. Then it says stainless steel back, which is another tell that the rest isn't. Water resistant. And it gives the model number, which is the 5006. Then underneath the case back is the Quartz movement, and it must be Chinese, because if it was Japanese, they'd probably advertise that. The bracelet has hollow end links and hollow links. And if you look at the center links, they have this little indent here. So I don't know if that's supposed to be it for looks or function. And but yeah, these are definitely hollow. Then you have push pin adjusters, not screw pin. I'm fine with push pins. And then you have the clasp. I really don't like this clasp. I've seen it on 100 watches of this price range, and it's not very good. You only get 2 holes of micro adjust, which isn't enough for a bracelet this big. And then it's pressed lower, and it's just not good. And because this style, it takes up all the room in the clasp, which means that's why you can only have 2 holes of micro adjust. Just do not like it. Of course, it'll be easy enough to change if you want. Here's the watch of my 7.5-inch wrist. It's not a bad looking watch considering the price. Like I said, I like the case, and I like this domed mineral glass crystal. Just not a big fan of the bracelet. Unfortunately, they didn't have a leather strap as an option. Bracelet was the only option. So I have a feeling if I keep this, I would put it on a strap, because I just don't like this bracelet at all. Here's the watch on a leather strap. I think that looks nice. So yeah, I think you'll be able to put this watch on a strap. Much preferable to that bracelet. Here it is on a black rally strap. I think that looks nice too. Here it is on one of them Pagani Design Bond NATO straps that they're always sending me. I think that looks nice too. Here we are in the Lume room. I've never had a CRRJU with decent Lume, and this is no exception. As we speed up the time, the indices in the second hand fade almost immediately. The hands aren't much better. The minute hand is the next to go, with the hour hand hanging on for a little while more. What do I like about this watch? Well, I like the teak dial. I think it looks nice. I like the fact that it has inverted end links, keeping a big watch wearing a little bit smaller. And I do like the case. I think they did a good job with it, even though it is chrome-plated alloy. What are my grapes and groans? The Lume. The Lume is really bad. But then again, that's par for the course for CRRJU. I don't like the bracelet. It's rattly. It's cheap. It's hollow. Just not a fan of it. And I really don't like the clasp at all. If I don't like the bracelet, then I hate the clasp. And I don't like the fact that it can be hard to set with a jumping minute hand. Yeah, it doesn't do it all the time, but it does it some of the time. Do I recommend this watch? Well, other than the Lume, I really like the watch head, but I really don't like the bracelet and the clasp. If they had a leather strap option, I would say get it on the strap and you'll be fine, but they don't. So I'm having a hard time recommending it unless you already have an extra 20mm strap you want to put it on. Well, thank you for watching my review of the CRRJU 5006, and I will be back with another review. Be sure and like and subscribe to my channel. Bye.